Good morning, everybody. I see people are still joining us. Just a reminder of the house rules. Your microphones and your cameras will be muted for the session, but please do engage with Sharon using the chat box. And obviously there will be CPD points coming up for the session. Sharon, I think most of the people who are waiting have already joined us. Do you want to begin your session?
Yes, I do. Good morning, everybody. Okay, welcome to our overview and preview, or overview of 2021 and our preview of 2022. I'm looking forward to sharing some of our wins and our what we're going to be doing and focusing on for 2022. So that's going to be quite exciting to share with you. So let's have a look at just basically what the ASDSA did this year. And I think a lot of people don't realize, because we don't share a lot of the information that gets done in the background. And it was one of the comments that came out yesterday. I received an email from one of our certification committee and one of our ex-members that used to serve on the EXCO from quite some time back, saying that very often people don't realize how much time is spent in the background doing the background work. So this is the accomplishments for 2021 that we have achieved. And we're very happy and very proud of all of the work that is done in the background. So we've undertaken 10 virtual events over and delivered those to over 450 attendees. We've undertaken 21 virtual conversations to over 400 attendees. The EXCO have met and done planning sessions and completed 10 meetings this year. We've completed our AGM and board meetings this year. We've also published our designees on our website. That's a recent addition to our website. I think it was the 29th of November that it was published. The automation of our online Zoom, I think it's a Zoho platform. It's just we added some automations into the Zoho platform for our members, just automating some integration and communications with our members. And we also added in sorry guys, I'm trying to think about the debit order system. So for those of you that are not aware of it, we now have a debit order system in place so that you do not have to pay your membership fees annually. You can pay them on a monthly basis via an automated debit order system. We have submitted 9 proposals this year. In previous years, we've only done 1 or 2 proposals, but this year it was 9 proposals. 7 went out to seaters and 2 proposals went out to corporate companies. And then we also signed 2 MOUs. One was with SABPP and one was with APED. And the reasons why we signed those MOUs was just to bring and add value to engaging with those organizations to ensure that you could get your CPD points from any of those engagement sessions, that we could speak to them about what their CPD programs looked like, to chat to them about their RPL programs, how they were undertaking RPLs for designations, those, just see what their methodologies were behind those. And then, of course, any of their CPD points that are awarded for their CPD workshops held would then be carried over to the ASDSA, bearing in mind that they would be in line with anything that was in the skills development space. Then very proudly, 5 of our skills development professionals contributed to the SAQA Skills Bulletin in 2021. We started writing that paper and contributing to that in 2020. So that took us almost a year to contribute and wait for that paper to be published. And there was quite a bit of input from 5 of those members. And some of those were master designees that contributed. So thank you to those who did that voluntarily. Then we're very proud of our electronic footprint in our social media platform, and that gets managed by our marketing and systems officer, who does an absolutely sterling job. And this is just an idea of what we actually put out there. So we have WhatsApp, YouTube videos, and we've got Facebook. I think we do also have LinkedIn, if I'm not mistaken, and Twitter, but this is just some screenshots of what is already out there content-wise. So we post when there's discretionary grant funding applications open, funding windows when they're open, we post them on WhatsApp, we post them on our website. We've got lots of links on our website, information sessions that we undertake. We also post that information into Facebook, and we advertise on Facebook. And then any videos where we do workshops or webinars, we record those and we place them on YouTube as well, so that you can go back and have a look at the CPD reporting, and we've got little videos on how to undertake a designation or how to do your CPD reporting. So we try and record those sessions, and then that's like an information building session for you to also upskill yourselves as SDFs. Please remember to go and watch those videos, click through, go and have a look at our Facebook page. Please go and like and share our pages. All of those add to our ranking on Google, so that helps us to stay top of mind with all of our members and non-members. So please remember to go and click on all of those various different applications. Then this was what we alluded to a little bit earlier, was that we are now publishing our designated members on the website. It is with the permission of the member. We do seek permission from the member first before we publish them. And they can choose what information is published as well. That is as per the POPI Act. We do need to seek their permission first. And we list the skills development masters, as well as the skills development professionals and the skills development technicians. So that is a very nice addition. And as you can see, our last update there was on the 29th of November. Please go and check it out. You can go and have a look at all of our various professional designees. Then with regards to our professional designations, we've done quite a few updates. We've submitted those through to SACWA. We've got confirmation from SACWA that we'll have updates that are going to be posted on the National Learner Records database. These do take time to update, but all of those updates have been accepted. We've done revisions to those updates. But what we also wanted to do was to do a little bit of explaining around technicians. So what is a skills development technician? A skills development technician is an administrator. It's a junior quality assurer. It's an operator, somebody that works in the background, somebody that supports the skills development facilitator or practitioner. So think of the people that are always in the background, the office administrators, those kinds of people, your junior entry-level people that are starting to build their careers in skills development. Then we look at our practitioners as the people that are responsible for the programs that may be SDFs and facilitators and assessors, and could also be L&D managers or HR managers. Very often we find that the HR managers and the SDFs or SDPs, not skills development providers, skills development professionals, are dual-rolled or multifunctional. So a lot of people nowadays have got multifunctional roles. Then your masters are the high-level thinkers, the strategists. They could also be moderators that, moderate over the entire process or oversee the entire process, that are looking at the entire skills development process. So just to give you a little bit more of an idea of who the people are that work in that industry. All right, the committees that we had in 2021 were our certification committee, our technical committee, our regional committee, our disciplinary committee, and then the upcoming committees for 2022, we're adding 2 new committees. It's going to be a task team committee and a marketing committee. And for those of you that want to join a committee, we will be opening up nominations for those committees around about February 2022. So please, If anybody wants to join and volunteer to be part of those committees, your expertise is always welcomed. You are welcome to send in your expression of interest to us at any time. Then just to touch a little bit on ethics, disciplinaries and incidents. I think it's important for us to also let you know that we do work on this and we do have a procedure and policy in place with regards to ethics. We are a professional body and that is something that SACWA takes very seriously. In 2020, we had 3 reported incidents. One of those we had to actually take to a disciplinary inquiry, and we actually found that we needed to take disciplinary action against the person, which meant there was a consequence to their action, and that person actually had an outcome to that disciplinary inquiry. The other 2 were minor incidents, and we just recorded those incidents to ensure that should anything else happen in the subsequent years, we could then take action from a disciplinary perspective. So in 2021, we only had 1 reported incident that we had to record. So hopefully in 2022, we won't have any incidents, but we are going to be conducting some workshops around ethics and what it is, what the code of conduct should be from an ethical perspective for skills development practitioners. So please look out for that. That will also be a CPD points bearing workshop. So what is going to be our continued focuses for 2022? These are the things that we're already doing and that we're going to continue focusing on. It's going to be our CPD program. We're going to expand on those. Our systems automation. So we'll continue with our debit order system and our member engagement. And member engagement is something that does require us to have automated systems. And we've tried to automate the systems as far as possible with no budget at the moment. So we are looking for people to give us corporate sponsorships or corporate social investments. We'll talk a little bit about that in the next slide. We currently do lobbying and advocacy, but we want to expand on those current programs, and we do need more people to assist us with those. So for those of you that want to volunteer on the lobbying and advocacy and you feel that you have the right voice, please don't hesitate to put up your hand and help us with those, because that is something that we have to do on a constant basis. Again, expanding our focus and making sure that we are engaging with the stakeholders. I will go through those stakeholders with you shortly. Our strategic planning sessions, we hold those in November and January. We've already finished our November strategic planning, and then we will hold our January strategic planning session around about the middle to end of January. And that's when we plan on how many interactive sessions we're going to be having with our members. We already know how many engagement sessions we're going to have, and then we decide on what our burning issues are, who's going to be our key speakers. A lot of that isn't decided completely upfront, because sometimes there are things that come up that are legislative that we want to talk about, that are put out by the legislation makers that we want to talk about. So that is ad hoc in between the year. Then our RPL program. So we have already started our pilot program, which is our RPL for a designation. So the pilot program has been launched. We're concluding that program, and then we'll expand on that program from January next year. Our CETA partnerships, we have...
Sharon,
yes.
So can I just clarify a little bit about the RPL program? So this is many of the people, not many, some of the people who want to get a designation don't meet the qualification requirement that sits as part of the designation requirement. Now, if you are in that situation, you can still proceed. We will then take you through an RPL exercise that allows us to waive the requirement for a qualification.
Yes.
So yeah, please, if you want to get a designation, you don't have the right qualification, that's not a showstopper.
Yes.
We have a way of working with you to help you waive that qualification requirement. Sharon, back to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for clarifying that. I think that's very important, because RPLing for a designation is slightly different to RPLing for a qualification. And when we get to the workshop section, I will show you that there is going to be a bit of a workshop around the differences between those. Then our CETA partnerships. So we're going to expand on the engagements and our focus with the CETAs. And one of the things that we did with our survey was to identify what we needed to engage with the seaters on. And that survey was key in allowing us to see what we needed to engage with. So that survey is going to be used to help us to focus on what we need to partner with the seaters on. Then we will redo our annual survey for workplace skills plans and annual training reports in June of 2022. And we will continue with our monthly virtual forums from February to November 22, and our conversations with ASDSA from February to December 2022. And for any of our members or non-members that wish to be part of any of those virtual forums or conversations, please again, don't hesitate to put up your hand and share your expertise with us. We're always willing for you to actually share that expertise. If it is employment equity or triple BEE or anything to do with skills development, we're quite happy to hear from you. Right. The new focuses that we're going to be adding on to what we're currently doing is we are going to be changing some of our processes in that we want to elect our office bearers, our board, and our committee members in February of 2022. So we will circulate to all of our members the election process, and all of our office bearers and board members and committee members will be elected, and there will be an opportunity for you to also nominate people onto those various boards, committees, and as office bearers, just so that we have a proper election process and everybody is vetted on an annual basis, and it's just not continually being done without a vetting process. Then the corporate...
Sharon, just a clarification there. That will not include the board members. Remember, the board members will be elected at the AGM.
Yes.
So it will be focusing on the office bearers. So that includes all the office bearers, chairperson, secretary, treasurer, committee heads, regional chairs. That whole group of people are all elected.
Yes.
And so that's the process that we're going to work on in February.
Okay. Thank you. Then the corporate social investment. That is something else that we're going to be focusing on for 2022. We're looking for a corporate funder, somebody that will be able to assist us. As I'm sure most of you are aware, we are a nonprofit company. We keep our membership fees as low as we possibly can so that we are not placing a financial burden on our members. But that means that we don't have the necessary funds to actually implement a fully automated system for our members and to have a login type membership platform with a much higher functionality from a CPD perspective to have that all automated. And that's what we're looking for from a corporate social investment perspective, is to have if corporates have a possibility of looking at a corporate social investment from that perspective. So if anybody knows of anybody that has a corporate social spend that they need to pass to a nonprofit company, we are definitely happy to engage with anybody. Then we are looking for an enthusiastic and skillful champion that will help us to boost our marketing portfolio. And that's where the marketing committee comes in. Somebody that is extremely skillful at knowing how, when, what, and where to target and who to target, getting the message out there with regards to skills development and growing our membership database. So that is going to be a key focus for us this year. And if anybody has any suggestions, we're open to hearing what you have to say. Or if you have anybody that you'd like to put forward, please don't hesitate to do so. The other thing that we were looking at is we are considering putting forward a proposal to QCTO to become an AQP. This is still in the beginning stages, so that will be something that we'll be discussing in January and finalizing if we're going to be going forward with that, and we'll keep our members posted as to how we go forward with that. Then we move on to our workshop focus for 2022. So we currently are doing our monthly portfolio building workshop. So for those of you that don't understand how to compile a portfolio, please look out for those. Those are very nice upskilling workshops to undertake. Our quarterly CPD reporting workshop. Then we are going to do that ethics workshop we spoke about earlier. And then we're going to look at a workplace skills plan and annual training report capacity building workshop. So I am looking for champions that can do these workshops for us, that are aware and knowledgeable about the various SETA's portals. So we had a very powerful workshop that was done by, I think it was Tanya Rueda last year, for the services SETA. And when she delivered and explained to us and took us through the process of exactly what to do on that workplace skills plan and annual training report process, it helped a lot of our members to get through all of the little tips and tricks that you need to know about as you're going through that process. So we're going to try and do that and expand it to as many of the SETAs as we possibly can. So we are looking for some champions to be able to deliver that workplace skills plans and annual training report capacity building workshop. Then we'll do that RPL workshop that we alluded to a little bit earlier and unpack what an RPL for a designation is, and also the differences between RPL for a designation and RPL for a qualification. Then we'll look at also skills development practitioner, just upskilling workshops. And a lot of our members have asked us, you know, going from a skills development technician to a skills development practitioner, what are the differences? How can you expand your knowledge? What do you need to do? So we'll look at how we can assist you to find the gaps in what you need to do from a practical perspective or experiential perspective. And we'll again ask some of our industry experts to put together a workshop around that. Then we also spoke about, we have a lot of skills development providers that are our members, and we have neglected doing some upskilling workshops for our facilitator, assessors, and moderators, and we'll be looking at doing some workshops around those areas. Okay. Then we're going to be moving on to, and I just added in, we're moving on to our stakeholders. So on the left-hand side of this slide is our stakeholders, but on the right-hand side in that little nest is actually what the landscape looks like. So you've got your Minister of Higher Education, your Minister of Labour, you've got your authorities at the top, which is your DHET, SAQA, and your National Skills Authority. You've got your quality councils, and I'm sure everybody understands the 3 quality councils. And then you've got your SETAs, your professional bodies, and your providers. So that's the landscape that we are all working in. Obviously, the professional bodies is where we fall, but our stakeholders are a couple of different stakeholders, and these are the ones that we generally focus on and engage with, which is the DHET, SAQA, the QCTO, the SETA Forum CEO, the SETAs. We also engage with NEDVAC, with BUSA, with business, the SD professionals, and the National Skills Authority. So we also engage and have a lot of our members are based in the provider base. So this year we want to have a look at what the providers have to say and just also include the providers into our group and just ensure that we are, you know, it is a single, we are a membership driven organization that is a, I'm trying to get the right, it's not a company-based membership, it's a single entity membership, so it's a personal membership. So we focus on that, but within that we have a huge base of providers that are in that, and a lot of our providers do require information from us, so we'll have a look at how we can assist and upskill where we can. And that is the end of my conversation.
A question from Celeste Muyombe. How can ASDSA help a member become an accredited assessor and moderation?
Okay, so when we do those workshops, and that's one of the reasons why I had discussed doing the workshops around, and if we have a need for it, we can do a workshop around the accreditations of the providers. Becoming a accredited facilitator, assessor, and moderator, it's not actually an accreditation, it's a registration. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding in the industry about facilitators, assessors, and moderators. You register, you get your qualification, or you do your single unit standard or a couple of unit standards or your skills program in facilitation, assessment, and moderation. You register with ETDP SETA, you get your statement of results saying you are now you've completed your facilitator, assessor, and moderator. Once that statement of results has been received from ETDP CETA, that is your registration as a facilitator, assessor, and moderator. Once you've got that, then you take that to a CETA and you register with a CETA as what we call a constituent assessor or a constituent moderator. Some CETAs work differently to other CETAs. So some CETAs want you to register as a facilitator and an assessor and or a moderator, depending on what your qualifications are, if you haven't done a full qualification, if you've only done the unit standards or a skills program. And again, it depends on the CETA, but that's why we want to focus the workshops around facilitators, assessors, and moderators. So we're going to look at correctly registering yourself, making sure that you are compliant from that perspective. Did I answer that question?
I think so. And then a comment from our team, well done ASDSA, good work done in 2021 and look forward to participating in the plans for 2022.
Thank you very much.
Any comments from any of people in the meeting? Anything that you want to comment on or ask about?
Is there anything that we haven't, that you think that we're not touching on or not getting to?
It's all quiet in the chat box.
All quiet.
Simpiwe Zuma, I'd like to renew my membership. Simpiwe, please do that. It's all done online. Go to the ASDSA website. And if you're joining, go to the ASDSA website. If you're currently a member, we will send you an invoice at the time of renewal. You are also able to join via debit order. If you'd like to join via debit order, please contact ASDSA and request that we set up that debit order system for you.
Yeah, the email address for contacting ASDSA is info@asdsa.org.za.
And a comment from Sharon. Thank you for your excellent work during the year. I appreciate the updates and the conversations. ASDSA's worth the membership fee in the community is positive and contributive. Thanks, Sharon. Then Celestine,
thank you very much,
Sharon. The explanation. We're looking forward to benefiting from 2022 programs. John Arneson, well done to the ASDSA team. You are doing amazing work and greatly appreciated by the members and the stakeholders. Felicity says, great professional body, been very informative over the last few months. I've been a member, excited for 2022. That's great feedback. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, everybody. We really appreciate all of your participation, and we're really excited about 2022. We feel like there's a lot of traction that has come out in the last 6 months, and I think that we are going to have an amazing 2022, but we'd like you to also be as involved as you possibly can. So when you see our conversations, engage with us and tell us where your areas of trouble are. Let us know what's happening with you. If you have some success stories that are happening, please share that with us. We will share it with everybody else. So the more you engage with us, the better it is for us as well. Okay. Don't forget to click on the links and get your CPD points for today. And I'm looking forward to delivering those CPD workshops for next year. And for any of you that would like to deliver any of those workshops, please, you're welcome to volunteer for those. That's also you advertising your business. If you volunteer to deliver a workshop session for us, then people can see what you're all about. So if you're an expert and you know how to deliver a workshop and you'd like to take a stab at it, please don't hesitate to put up your hand. That would be great for us to engage with you. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
I think we're all good.
I think we're all good. Thank you very much, everybody. We really appreciate all your participation, and we're looking forward to a fantastic 2022. Please stay safe for the December season. I know we have a looming COVID, especially the guys up in Joburg. I know that you guys up there are probably not having such a good time. So please just stay safe. If you are traveling, please travel safe. And yeah, let's just hope we're going to have a good festive season. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye then.
Bye-bye.